Oh, oh, oh yeah, oh yeah. Where are we? Where are we? That's right, kids. We're talking about that. Long time no see with this Les Paul custom. Remember this? I haven't played this in a while. I don't know. I guess I'm just a bit bored about the black color. It's a beautiful Les Paul custom, but it's plain black at the end of the day. I don't know. Anyhow, Treble Bleed. Good morning. I'm Goldie. Have you ever hated like your rollback volume tone? I'm still using my Revv G3, my usual high gain. Right? You're doing that, and then let's say you want a pseudo clean because you don't really want to go to the amp or go to your foot switch, and so this is by the way, this is not with, I know you're probably thinking, oh, just get the 50s wire. This is for the modern wiring, because when it comes to the 50s wiring, I think the volume taper is a bit different there. Some of you probably know, when we change the volume taper, when you roll back the volume, there's weird, it doesn't sound like a constant or consistent, what do you call that, like a steady increase or decrease in volume. It feels like, I'm not talking about the whole linear and audio taper. I'm just talking about the actual how it sounds to you. I think with the 50s wiring, it goes like nothing much at all from 0 to about 8, and then from 8 to 9 is a big jump in volume. It's very, what's the word for that? It's very jarring. Is that the right word? Who knows? But I think that's how it goes with the 50s wiring. It's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can tolerate that, I'm not too sure if I heard it's like that. I probably should have tested that myself, but you know what? This is a simple guy talking right here, okay? Just a simple guitarist. I found things out, and then I'm sharing it. Hopefully it helps you. Do you appreciate that, man? I hope so. This is with the modern wiring, and this is kind of what it does. So on the neck pickup, for example, because I like doing it on the neck pickup, because I like my pseudo cleans on my neck pickup, especially on a Les Paul style with a independent volume and tone. So you have your normal distorted tone, then when you roll it down, it sounds like it becomes a bit lackluster. If there's no more bite, we roll it down to 3, 2.5 even. compared to this one. You get frustrated with that probably, and you just end up finding some kind of setting on either your amp or on your pedals. And I found my own solution for this. It's not my own, but because I someone else did it and I liked it, and then I adopted it into my system. What we do is the solution for my solution, which could be useful for you. You probably know about this, the treble bleed switch, the treble bleed, but specifically the one that I use. There's different kinds of treble bleeds. You have the normal, just the capacitor itself. You have the capacitor with the resistor in parallel. And the one I like to use is the resistor series into the capacitor. And that's also known as the Kinman treble bleed. And I'll explain to you why, but because when it comes to I used to use just the capacitor alone, and it sounds to me like it gets a bit too thin when you roll it down to that pseudo clean area. I say pseudo clean because it's not completely clean, like Fendery clean, full volume, Fendery clean, sparkly, all this. It's acceptable, slightly dirty clean when you put it on 2.5 or 3. It's still a bit thin. The brightness remains that I want, but overall the tone seems a little thin. And so I tried something else. I tried the parallel, the one with the capacitor in parallel with the resistor, and that one sounded like the taper of the volume had changed, not in a way that I like. When you go from 10 to 0, it doesn't feel, what's the term? It doesn't feel like a steady decrease in volume. It feels like if 10 is here and 0 is here, it feels like this. And it drops off to 0. It doesn't feel like that, if you get what I mean. So when I tried the Kinman or the series style, that's when I thought it suited me, because it felt the most natural. And also the values of the capacitor and the resistor matters. And I'll tell you what values I found worked for me. And also the order of the resistor and the capacitor. Resistor and the capacitor, either if it's this way or it's this way, it matters. So I'll show you how it is. What I'm going to do is you need to first of all open the cavity. Hopefully you know how to use the soldering iron, because you might need this unless you have some kind of like preferred way of fixing the mod into your pots. I'm only going to work on the neck pickup for now, because I tend to use a different style of treble bleed in the bridge. I only use a capacitor because it seems to be enough. So you open up the guitar cavity, and then be prepared with your method of affixing the treble bleed system, the treble bleed mod into your pots, whether it's soldering or something else. So let's begin. The way I'm going to show you is go to the overhead. There's bits and pieces on the table here for all to see. I have these wiring here, right? This part here is going to be fixed into the guitar. This is my box of, see how much of different capacitors and resistors that I have. See all that? I've done some extensive testing so that you don't have to. Now, where am I going to put this? I'm going to lay the keyboard like that a little bit. Put things aside. So you open the guitar cavity. Got my reflection there. You can see. Can you see me, bro? Can you? Hello? Hello? And we get the one end. We can zoom this in. Wow. This is awkward, man. This is awkward AF. The orientation of the guitar is weird now. So, well, you're smart enough to realize how the orientation of the guitar is now because of where the jack is. Now let me connect these two cables. So by the way, the noise you were hearing earlier from the brighter tone, I know you heard some noise. The noise is because the test cables that I'm using, they are not shielded. They are just the wire and the jacket. That's it. That's why, because and it's quite long. This is about meter long, and that's a meter long of naked cable that's exposed to interferences. So this is the neck volume, okay? The neck volume. Now, here's the important part. This jack this lug right here is connected to the pickup itself, all right? The pickup is connected, the hot wire of the pickup is connected to this lug. So I'm going to put the red one for reference. Connect it there. You can hear the noise already as the wire, the whole red wire is taking some interference up the bum, and the black one goes to the middle lug because the middle lug, this one here, how much can we see? The middle lug, can you see it? This one here, you can see that round bit there, right? That one is going to, it's the exit, the output. It's going to the switch, you know, the three-way switch, and then eventually to the output jack. Let me try to put that properly. So this is important to know, okay? Where the red wire is going, it's slipped. The red wire is going to the lug, the input lug where the pickup is connected to, and the black wire is connected to the output lug where it's going to the switch. All right, we turn the guitar over. I'm going to keep the overhead camera going like this. Let me zoom out the overhead cam. Let me go closer a little bit because now we're going to look at the input lugs. So here's the important thing. Now, the value of this resistor here, this tiny little resistor, will it focus? Will it focus? Drum roll me. That's one of the resistors. This is, you can see there, the value is 150K. Not 150, not 150R. 150K is what I'm using, but I would prefer, I think it's better if I use a 130K, 130K. So when I get the chance, I'm gonna buy 130K and replace my treble bleeds with 130K resistors. And then the capacitor, you hear that noise? Let me just put the neck volume off. The resistor, or pardon me, the capacitor value I found personally, and you can choose whatever value the hell you want. The value that I chose for the capacitor is, drum roll as it focuses. I'll just tell you now, it's 471. It'll say on the capacitor itself 471K, and the value of, it'll say 471K, but the actual value of that is 470 picofarad. 470 PF, picofarad. It's not focusing, man. Let me try the other camera. It's very hard to see, and we need light. I have an idea. Can you see the numbers there? You see that? It says 471K, which equates to 470 PF, picofarad. Okay, did I repeat that enough? 470 picofarad. It says 471 because it means there's 1 0. 4, 7, and then 1 is 4 zeros. 4, 7, and 1 0. 471K means 470 because there's only 1 0. If it says 472, it means 4700 because there's 2 zeros. You get me? Now, we go back to the overhead. So, 150K resistor, preferably 130, and 470 picofarad resistor, capacitor. Now, if we remember our input lugs and output lugs, this is the input, this is coming from the pickup, and this is the output. This is from the output lug, which is going to the pickup selector. Now, the order that we do it in is we do the resistor first. Excuse me while I cannot explain to you the science behind that. This is all experimentation from a simple guitarist. You understand? So it's hooked up now. You hook up this is just a mock hookup. Hook up like that, so it's series, and then the black wire, which is the output, goes to the other leg of the capacitor. I cannot see very well. Okay, so we're connected now. I'm disconnected. I was fiddling with it too much, but that's okay. You can easily hook that up back again. Easily. Yep. So input lug from the pickup hot, going to the resistor, going to the capacitor, and going to the output lug towards the pickup selector. And this is what we get. You see the noise? Extra noise now? Extra noise. Now, full volume, it doesn't matter. It's when you tone it down. There's sparkle in it now. Let me disconnect it. Let me disconnect that. I think we can just do that, and then that's disconnected now. The zing is back. So you do that to do your experimenting, and then when you find the values that you like, again, what I use is resistor 130K. I'm using 150K at the moment, but I'd like to use 130K. I think that'll be better. So you can, yeah, try 150 or 130K. Capacitor about 470 picofarad. Okay, the label will be 471K on the capacitor, because that's just how it is. Try that. Could be a good starting point for you. And then, long story short, I found that on the bridge volume control, I found that using just the capacitor with a value of 180 picofarad, which will be labeled 181K, I found that that's good enough for the volume treble bleed. In my PRSs, they come with 181 from the factory. Both my custom 22 and my custom 24 seems to come with 181K capacitors treble bleed from the factory. This will be really useful when you're on band practice or on stage, because you'll really hear the difference. You will feel like it'll feel better to play, because number one, you'll hear the zinginess in live in a band context, and also the utilitarian aspect of it is you might not even want to go to your pedal board or your amp or whatever to do some switching. You might even be content with how it sounds just using the volume knob. By the way, again, this is with modern wiring. You can try it with 50s wiring, or if you're happy with 50s wiring, good. Again, I prefer it like this because of the potential, the taper of the volume when you're using the 50s wiring. But that's just me. I found what I like. A simple guitarist has found what he likes, and maybe you will like it too. Most of you are simple guitarists, right? Most or some. So try it, man. Once you find the right value of capacitors and resistors, or just capacitor or just resistor by itself, of course you do the appropriate length of the legs of the capacitors and resistors, not like this, like that's so long, that's too long. Clean it up. I know you can do it. And then do your semi-permanent affixing. I might do it on this Epiphone at some point. I've already done it on my Gibson. It's much better. What's that smell? It smells someone's cooking or my house is burning. I'll put these away, my testing leads. Close up my guitar cavity. But yeah, man, I love this mod. It's very useful live. Sounds pretty good to me. Because I'm not really very good at using super clean settings like Fender clean and stuff, and it just sounds too clean, and maybe I need compressors, and it doesn't, I'll find a way to make the clean sound more spanky and immediate with the attack. I don't like a saggy sounding clean tone, and I like it pretty bright. I'm gonna switch over to the Gibson quickly, because that one is already wired properly with the treble bleed that I like. Oosh. volume around 2. You like that? Leave you with that. Thank you for watching. Hope this helps. Hope you gotten some kind of breakthrough. Hope you enjoy your gigs and your rehearsals more. Okay? Good morning.